Hi, welcome to Miracle Making Psychology and Tarot Tools with my weekly 10-minute micro lesson. Today I want to talk about culture shock. Culture shock obviously cannot happen without a culture. So it can be a culture of a country, culture of a city, culture of a family that creates standards and expectations that we all consciously or unconsciously have. Write your name and comments below and say hello as you join. Even on the replay, say hello. Today's topic, why culture shock is good for you. For those who doesn't know me, my name is Tatiana Morris and I'm a conscious relationships expert. I'm an unconditional happiness coach. I combine the knowledge I have from being a tarot reader, a mental health counselor, and a cosmic energy healer to help people understand themselves and others on a deep emotional level. I spent last 15 years of my life accumulating knowledge, trying to understand myself and other people, relationships, how the world works, how people function, all those things. And now I want to share it with you. Today, my clients are men and women who want to deeply understand themselves and others, be in touch with themselves on a deeper level, and have happy and fulfilling relationships and lives. And of course, who seek unconditional happiness. Well, but more about unconditional happiness some other time. So today's topic is why culture shock is good for you. Have you ever heard about culture shock? Type yes in comments. Okay, let's dive in. Culture shock is good for you. It shakes the whole foundation of your belief system, built by your family, your school, your town, your country, and it allows you to open up your mind and see what that people can live differently from you, they can look differently from you, they can be different from you. And it's good because we can learn from each other and expand our horizons, open up our minds and our consciousness. So, do you want to know more about that? Tell me yes below. Tell me yes below if you ever heard about it. Do you know anyone who can benefit from those tips? Write their name below. Okay, let's dive in. First of all, I have to say I really love this topic. I have always been interested in different cultures, and it was one of the main reasons I started learning languages as a teenager, so many years ago. And seeing how people live in other countries on TV or in shows or movies, it always evoked my curiosity. I always wanted to understand it better. And so I tried. I did a lot of different things to move in that direction. But that's again for another time. Let me tell you about my own very first culture shock. I was in my early 20s and I went to France for the first time. As a linguist specializing in French language and culture, I had expectations, like a ton of those. Well, let me tell you, all my ideas were broken into pieces to never be restored again. Well, it's good though. Was it unpleasant? Oh yeah. I didn't want to even hear about France for a few years after that experience. Yeah, well, and it seems funny now, but back then this experience did shatter my world to its foundation. Well, why am I talking about that now? It was a long time ago. Obviously not because of nostalgia. The thing is, I'm not alone in experiencing culture shock. Most people experience it as soon as they get out of their own culture and travel abroad. Well, depending on how far you travel, what conditions. Okay, that doesn't important right now. So, And that's the very first, the most outermost layer of culture. Let's go deeper. What if you are in a relationship with someone from a different culture? Is it good? Is it bad? Well, you decide. From what I know, usually it's both. Well, it's good because when you relate to someone from a different culture, you can see your own culture-induced expectations kind of like from outside, because they are not supported by the expectations and beliefs of the other person. So it's good. You can learn something new about your own expectations and beliefs from being with someone from a different culture. As a friend, as a partner, whatever. It doesn't matter really. The deeper the relationship is, the more you learn. That's the only nuance. Well, however, on the flip side, those multicultural relationships are much more challenging because they require better communication between people, less assumptions and less expectations, because otherwise it will bring a lot of conflict. Well, let me tell you, as a therapist, I worked with multicultural couples. And in some situations, it was a particularly challenging work. Because if, in addition to cultural barriers, there were also like language barriers, that was difficult. Because obviously this language barrier prevented good communication, which amplified all the other misunderstandings coming from the cultural differences. Well, that's our second layer. Well, and the last one is family values. You know, each family is a culture of its own. And because it's a deeper layer, people tend to assume this layer is universal, which is absolutely untrue. Well, I guess I can give you some very most basic example. Something like what I thought back in the day, many years ago. Well, if my mom made me soup when I was a child, so obviously your mom made soup for you too. That's just what moms do, they make soup. And so the idea that people, for example, may not eat soup never even occurred to me. So, obviously, well, and guess what? They aren't. At least not for everyone. So, this is my short overview of three main cultural layers we all have. Usually, it's obviously simplified because usually there are more layers, they are much more nuanced and much less obvious. And well, the main question of today's topic is in the headline. Why is the culture shock good for you? I invite you to come up with your own response. My answer is because culture shock allows you to increase your awareness of all those layers of beliefs created by different cultures you are from and decide if those beliefs still work for you. Culture shock opens up your mind to possibilities there weren't any before. Is it uncomfortable? Oh, for sure. It's super uncomfortable and difficult to shake your understanding of the world. For sure. Is it good for your psychological and spiritual growth? Absolutely. It increases your emotional and mental flexibility and adaptability, which ultimately makes your life easier and moves you towards unconditional happiness. So, how well do you understand your culture? What do you know about cultural beliefs you carry? What is your biggest challenge when it applies to your own belief system? Is there anything you want to understand more deeply or maybe let go of? This is exactly what I do. I help people understand deeply their belief systems, including the unconscious emotional beliefs, and let go of the beliefs that do not serve them anymore. In this process of self-understanding, we usually discover a lot of various cultural levels that are usually invisible to people because of it's their baseline, it's their standard of their understanding of the world. I really love doing this work because, well, I had so many cultural shocks myself. And, well, it was good for me because those shocks I experienced opened up my horizons. Do you want to know more? Do you want to continue the conversation? Use the link below. And thank you for listening.